Hello YouTube, it is Ozone and today we are gonna be doing something great for my first video on this channel. I have another channel that's dedicated to Wizard 101 content because I'm a closet nerd, but today we're gonna be doing something special to celebrate this next channel. We are going to be walking Frodo's path from the Lord of the Rings books in this Lord of the Rings server. This is ArdaCraft. It is a massive scale recreation of Middle-earth, and it is incredible. I haven't seen much, but from what I have seen, it is so good. I'm going to turn down the music. It's great. But just look at this. This looks absolutely breathtaking. And we are going to be exploring it. And what they have done is they've basically mapped out Frodo's path and a lot of Middle-earth. It looks like they're doing other characters too, like Aragorn, Bilbo, Merry, which is so cool. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to... I don't know what much of these... I'm assuming it starts here. But we are in, if you couldn't tell, we're in Bilbo and Frodo's house. We're in Bag End right now. And just look at how cozy this looks, guys. Like, this is so cool. There's like just a little bathhouse, and this is just like awesome. This is just so freaking sick. So, anyway, I have looked around the Shire a little bit, and I've seen that, yeah, this is the door. Like, look at this, guys. Oh my gosh. It's just, I can't get over how freaking gorgeous this is. And with the shader pack and just everything is just incredible. So what we're going to be doing is it seems like the devs have mapped out Frodo's path. Like we just saw, Frodo's path, Aragorn's path, Bilbo's path. We're going to be doing Frodo's path. See in here that we've got it. We got to follow it. And there was some text that came on screen that said something like, at this time Frodo and Sam began their quest. So we're not going to be cutting through the adventure. We're not going to be jumping through it at all. Like, this is going to be an adventure because the book is an adventure and the movie is an adventure, and so we're just going to be talking about it. We're going to be talking about Lord of the Rings and just random stuff. I don't know how large this mod is. Like, I don't know how large this world is. I've heard it's huge. I don't know if it's completed or not, but we are going to begin our adventure, and if we have to, we can pause and wait for them to complete it. Right here, yeah. 23rd of September, 3018, after sunset, Frodo and Sam began their quest. So, with that in mind, we are going to begin. We're going to be taking it slow and just admiring Middle-earth and all that these people have done. This is Bag End. This is where Frodo and Bilbo live. And yeah, we've just got all kinds of, like, look at this. Like, all of, like, the textures and all of the imported things they've done is just so incredible. So, yeah, we're gonna just take our time and explore around and follow the path that they take. I was debating on whether or not I should add Lord of the Rings music from the movies because I adore the movies, and I tried reading the book, and we'll get into that all. We'll have plenty of time for talking about that later, but let's just admire this. Like, this is the kitchen. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good, dude. Like, is this where Gandalf pulls Sam through the window? I don't know, somewhere. But look at how big this area is. Like, this whole hobbit hole is so cozy and warm and cool, and just... Is this Bilbo's room? This has got to be Bilbo's room. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Well, let's begin this quest. Let's begin Frodo's path, and we are going to walk Frodo's path. We're not skipping, like I said, we're not going to be skipping through anything. The book and the movie are both adventures, and we are going to be going on it. I will leave bookmarks in the descriptions of wherever we come across, like when we get to Rivendell and further on and stuff. So keep that in mind in case you are just wanting to skip through, which is totally fine because not everyone has time to just turn me on and watch. So let's just get moving. I'm gonna try to take my time and explore. Wishing to avoid unfriendly eyes, they head west in order to skirt around Hobbiton. They head west in order to skirt around Hobbiton. So Hobbiton is over there. I'm still going to be following their path, but I highly recommend coming and just checking out this world for yourselves. Everyone is given access to just fly around and see for themselves how incredible and how much work has been put into this, and this mod pack alone is so cool with all the shaders and stuff. It's awesome. So let's follow Steve's trail. They jumped over the low place in the hedge and took to the fields. So, well, let's take to the fields, guys. Okay, do I need to be holding this? It looks like I do. I'm also going to turn off chat just so we can kind of be fully immersed. And then we'll do this. This is just so crazy, guys. Like, the amount of work that has been put in here is just mind-blowing. Alright. So it looks like we've kind of come to a trailhead here. And they took to the fields, as we said. So a little bit about me. As I've mentioned, I do have another gaming channel for Wizard 101, but this channel is going to be more for just random things. I'm not only going to play Minecraft on here. It's just going to be kind of a collection of videos of me talking about stuff, about what I like, about things I'm currently into. This is a cool bridge, and look at the water, guys. Dang, I just want to jump in. Okay, I'm going to jump in. Wow, that is so awesome. So we're walking their path. And I might add background music of the Shire every once in a while here, because it doesn't sound like the music. There is music, and honestly, like, I feel like music is the heart and soul of Lord of the Rings. I know that's kind of a hot take. Where do we go here? Is it through... Did I miss it? Oh, right here, okay. Yeah, look at this field. I just feel like the music of that music really makes or breaks a franchise, and the music from Howard Shore is just incredible in Lord of the Rings, and I'm sure everyone would agree with me. It looks like there's like some turnips here. So cute. So Howard Shore is incredible, and having just Lord of the Rings background music helps, and I get why they... So these guys... man, we have so much to talk about. These guys made this based off the book. So the movies, obviously, the movies change a lot and kind of have their own take on the story, which I really love, honestly. But it is very different from the books. Looks like they came over here. Okay. It is very different from the books, and these guys base this world off the books. So a lot of this is going to be kind of reimagined. It's not going to be what we expect it to be, what us movie lovers want or love, and that's okay. You know, it's okay to have some diversity and some differences with what they're building. So I'm a big fan of the movies, though. I tried reading the book, and I've actually gone back, inspired by this video. I have gone back, and I've started listening to Lord of the Rings, the book, again. I got about 10 hours in, and they hadn't even left the Shire. So I was pretty the main road here. I was pretty what's the word? Burnout. I was like, come on, can we get on with the story? And you know, it's just J.R.R. Tolkien's writing, and this isn't me dissing it. This isn't me bagging on it. Um, you know, I've gone back, like I said, and I'm listening to it again. I'm giving it another shot, and I'm at Bree right now, and at the Prancing Pony, and it's actually it's picking up. It's getting manageable again. Dang, look at this, guys. We can try turning up my render distance here. Let's see if my computer doesn't crash on us. Let's just try turning it up a little bit. So there's the Shire. That's Bag End. That's where we came from. Look at all this way, and we're still just like scratching the surface. Yeah, this is awesome. So I don't know how many parts the series is going to be. I don't know how. Shoot, where's the path? Hold on. Did we miss it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Where is it going? Oh, I think it's going this way, right? Let me make sure. Okay, we're going down this way. Okay. Um. Anyway, yeah, I have no idea how many parts this is gonna be, but it's just gonna be fun to explore. And anyway, I will be adding some Lord of the Rings music from the movies, just because I do love the movies. This is a cute little stream. So I'll add that where I can, but I do want to also experience the music that this mod pack offers, and so when I do hear that music, you know, I'll fade away the classic Lord of the Rings music we love. Look at how beautiful, guys! Oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm fanboying very hard. And this resource pack is so beautiful, and the foliage is just so crazy. It's well done. So reading the books right now, yeah, I'm at the Prancing Pony. It took so long for them to get anywhere, and I that is part of the adventure, you know. And that's what makes adventure books so much fun, is because like there are some moments where it should be long and it should feel like it's taking a while, just because we want it to last, you know. Like when it's over, you're gonna miss the moments that you had kind of adventuring. And anyway, that's why I'm not going to be skipping any of this. I'm not going to be jumping in the Mr. Beast style of videos from one thing to another to satisfy our goldfish brains. So anyway, I do have bookmarks if you guys don't want to just go on this journey with me, but if you're here for the ride, I'm happy to have you with me. I'm gonna try not to keep... Okay, so it looks like they come off the path here and go again into the foliage. Oh! Oh my gosh, I've been missing the words because I've had the interface off. Hold on. Let me see if we can go back. I won't go back all the way. Dang, that's a bummer. What chapter am I in? Okay. Okay. Alright, well, from here on out, well, we won't miss any more of the story. So, it says they plunged into this, so I'm guessing this might be where they saw a rider. A black rider looking for them. But let's take a look. Okay, no, the hobbits spent the night in this fir wood and are noticed by an inquisitive fox passing by. So it looks like this is where the hobbits spent their night, this little like alcove with some rocks. Maybe they didn't see the Black Rider. I don't know. Maybe we're not that far along yet. But they spent their night here. This is a cozy little hollow. Let's keep going down. Man, that's embarrassing. I wonder how much I've missed. Oops. Okay. Well, we'll keep going, guys. Looks like they made their way. Okay, yeah, so I guess they just kind of walked along into this little alcove and spent the night there and then continued on. Got some nice flowers. I think these are wildflowers. And what is this? Just a kind of a felled log, maybe? Not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. It's cool. I'm sure it's something obvious. Maybe it is just a tree that's supposed to have fallen. I just love Lord of the Rings. It's by far my favorite movie series ever. I've seen it so many times. Like, you know, like everyone loves a good Lord of the Rings marathon. It is different than the books, a lot different, and I'll point out some of those differences when we come to them. At least up to Bree. Everything past Bree, at least at the time of filming this video, I really don't know the differences. But you know, it is like, it astounds me how much more content there is in the book. Like, Frodo doesn't even leave the Shire until he's like 50 in the book, you know. And in the show, he leaves it immediately, you know, as soon as he gets the ring. The hobbits sit on the bank at the side of the road and have lunch. So it looks like they sat here and had a good old snack. Oh, there's a windmill out there? That's so cool. Oh my gosh, I can't get over how cool these guys are for making this, dude. They're so much cooler than I am. Well, get cozy and let's continue on. And sometimes it's nice just to, you know, take a quiet break and just admire what is around you, you know, and admire all of the work these people put into making this. Like, this tree alone. Sam hears a rider approaching from behind them, and Frodo tells everyone to get out of sight. So this is the tree where they come and hide under. Ah! Frodo sees a rider robed in black stop by the tree and then continue onwards. He feels a sudden, unreasoning fear. Look at this, and this is where they all hide. They come and crouch under here, and the rider comes overhead. That is so cool, guys. So this is where the rider comes and steps up his horse and looks around here. That'd be terrifying, just being tracked. Looks like, okay, yeah, so it looks like they take off the road from here. Smartly so. If I had a black rider, they carry on, now keeping a stone's throw away from the road. Okay. For smart, yeah, that is for very smart reasons. Can't say I would be keen to follow the road after having an encounter like that at a marsh next to us. I love how they've just added like little bits that are just kind of worn, like worn trail areas. Looks like they jumped a river here. And it looks like they've met back up with the road. Surprisingly, I would stay far away, but maybe they are just being careful. The hobbits eat a light evening meal, sheltering in an old dying oak tree. Okay, so they ate a little meal in here. That's fun. And where do they go? Looks like they come back up to this side of the road and keep making their way down. If you notice that the forest has become a lot more overgrown and thick here. They hear hooves behind them and get into cover. As they hide among the trees, a black rider dismounts and starts to search for them. It draws nearer. The sound of elven voices rise and fall in the starlit air. The rider retreats. So this is where they're going to run into the elves. The elves converse with them and agree to take them to the hills above Woodhall to rest for the night. Look at how pretty, guys. Like, this forest is crazy. So I don't know. I honestly am not very educated with the lore of Lord of the Rings. At least like the deep lore and many of the characters. I really like a lot of the stories though. I only know kind of like the surface stories, like Khazad-dûm's story. Um, they reach a grassy space in the evening with the wide flat lands to the east laid out before them. They rest for a while until the stars come out, then the elves call for speech and merriment under the trees. Beautiful. Now I don't, that's definitely not Bag End. Bag End is back that way. It looks very cool though, it's still very Shire-esque. We are in the deep woods now. The fire is lit in a wide space like a hall, roofed by boughs of trees. The elves give them food and drink of surpassing quality, and Frodo spends a long time talking with Gildor. And Gildor is the elf, right? In the morning they wake refreshed and return to the grassy space. Okay, so they return back down. In the bright morning, they eat the food the elves have left them and debate their next move. Frodo argues for a shortcut through the marsh, whereas Pippin wants to take the road with a stop at a local pub. They take the shortcut. Oh my gosh, hello, sir. Terrifying. Well, looks like we got some company with us. After scrambling down a steep and thicketed slope, they find a stream blocking their path. Looking back up the slope, they see on the edge, high above them, a black figure standing by a horse. They give up any hope of returning that way and carry on downstream. Yeah, that would be terrifying. In a way, I just saw a black figure in a cloak, but it was just Herobrine. Okay, so it looks like they cross here. They wade across the Stock Brook and come to a belt of trees. I'm always afraid I've like lost the path. So we're still in the deep wood here. Well, I don't want to say this is the deep wood, but it's definitely dark. The hobbits sit under an elm tree, eat lunch, and start to sing. They are quickly cut off by the distant cries of the riders. So those like high-pitched squeals. Man, I've got guys all around me. Well, we've got our own little fellowship here. Oh man, everyone is just doing their own thing. They come to the edge of a large turnip field and see a wooden gate ahead. This is Bamfurlong, Farmer Maggot's land. Okay, so this is Farmer Maggot. Look at his lands. So I think this is the guy with the hounds. So, one of the guys, I I think it is this guy. He owns a bunch of hounds that used to chase them as kids. And anyway, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I can hear dogs barking. Yeah, this guy's got his hounds. Wolf, Fang, and Grip. Cool. Sorry, Flash. Don't mean to be breaking y'all's immersion, but I'll let them go on ahead of us. Got a cool little room of his. Looks like it's just an attic here. You gotta crouch to get in, that's great. Okay. Mrs. Maggot brings out beer for the three companions. Farmer Maggot tells them he's had an encounter with one of the riders looking for Baggins. The farmer makes some shrewd guesses about their predicament and offers to take them to Buckleberry Ferry in his wagon after dinner. Cool. Well, let's go to Buckleberry Ferry. Yeah, I guess, anyway, I remember really liking this part because Farmer Maggot, Frodo remembers him being like a big jerk. And Farmer Maggot is actually really cool, and Frodo ends up liking him a lot. Alright, let's see. Time for long. By the time they reach the causeway, it is dark and foggy. Maggot turns his wagon northward and heads for the ferry. Cool. Got his own fields with some scarecrows out there. So pretty. So now we got some nice music starting. It's about time. They arrive at the entrance to the ferry lane and hear hooves coming down the road. Frodo is hidden under the blankets. After a few moments they realize that it is Merry who has been looking for Frodo. Maggot bids them farewell, leaving them a basket of mushrooms from his wife. Oh, what you guys up to? Merry leads them down the path and onto the ferry. Before them rises Brandy Hall, the ancient dwelling of the Brandybuck family. It's leaving his old life behind them. Is this supposed to work, or do we just... Yeah, it looks like we're just gonna need to go across. I'm just gonna go across. They look back, and on the far bank they see a dim figure in the darkness and mist. If only we could add that thick darkness here. It's okay though. They look back, and on the far bank... Okay, yeah, duh, that's what I just read. Silly me. So I'm gonna let these guys go on a little ahead of me. As much as I love my own little fellowship of the Flash and Herobrine. I am a fan of the music though, and look at these little hobbit houses up here. I think these, yeah, these still should be, we're still in the Shire, right? Yeah, these are hobbit holes. Look at this. They're just so cozy, like they're so well done. Anyway, it is really, really impressive what they've done here. Oh, he got it to work! Very cool. It's just relaxing, you know, just walking through these lands, the birds chirping. There's just some of these homes, like I feel really bad just skipping over all of these homes and architecture because these are all just gorgeous and add so much to the atmosphere. Like the team that built this, everyone has just done such a good job. And I cannot wait to see where this adventure leads us, you know. I hope we at least get to, you know, get to arrive at the Mines of Moria. That alone, making an adventure from here to there is just so cool. Oh, the Flash is back. And Herobrine. Alright guys, well I guess we're all adventuring together. Just the Flash, Herobrine, and Dunkstein. Alright. The hobbits arrive at Crick Hollow and meet Fatty Balger. They stay here overnight. Frodo discovers that his companions have known about the ring and his quest all along and are determined to go with him. Look at how cozy. Crickberry. They've got these cute little tubs. Early in the morning, the hobbits leave Crick Hollow and collect their ponies from a shed. It is windless and the grass is gray with cold dew. They collect their ponies. Should we? I think there's a command to, oh. I think there's a command to spawn a horse. But it's fine. The hedge looms ahead. It is netted with cobwebs. Oh, the hedge. This hedge. Interesting. Okay, it's down here. Merry brings them to a cutting walled with brick that dives beneath the hedge. Fatty Balker bids them farewell and they head into the old forest. Oh boy, here we go. We got the old forest time. It's so cool. Like some of the birds and just like things they've added are so cool. So this is where stuff starts getting a little spooky. The forest becomes denser and more difficult the further they go. They feel as if they are being watched. And this is where the mysterious Tom Bombadil appears. Spoiler alert. And many people speculate on who he is and what he is. And the hobbits emerge out into Bonfire Glade. That's a cool name. Anyway, I never really understood the deal. I had heard his name, but that's all I knew. I didn't know what he was in the books. I didn't know if he was like just a cameo in the books or if he was even in the books. Look at this with like the twisted forests and stuff. This is so cool. It's got some freaky music now. Oi! Wanderers in the shadowed land, despair not, for though dark they stand, all woods there must end at last. B must end at last, and see the open sun go past, the setting sun, the rising sun, the day's end, or the day begun, for east or west all woods must fail. And I think that's Tom Bombadil saying that, but I could be wrong. Look at this, like just the work they put in is so awesome. So anyway, yeah, I read it and I was like, wow, Tom Bombadil came in real early. And he's just kind of like an enigmatic man who nobody really understands, and he takes the one ring and puts it on and it has no effect on him, and he tosses it around and gives it back. They reach the top of Bear Hill with their ponies and look out. Below them lies the line of Withywindle Valley. As the sun rises and passes noon, they glimpse far off in the east the gray-green lines of the Barrow-downs. The gray-green lines. Am I just not rendering far enough? Come on, my fellowship. They head northward, aiming to find the Great East Road. This is hilarious. I have no idea who these people are, but, you know, I'm here for it. It's just so cool. These guys are all just wanting to travel together. Okay. It's our fellowship. The path they follow starts to descend towards the Withywindle. They decide to strike northward off the path and make for the main road. Whoa, that's cool. Yeah, it definitely looks to be getting a little spookier down here. The trees are getting really tall and twisted and dark. They scramble down into the deepest rut yet and find it impossible to get out again. They can only follow it downwards. Interesting. They emerge into the long grasses, reeds, and willows by the river Withywindle and find a path which leads them eastward. So Withywindle is the river. Okay. I thought it was like a name of the valley itself, but it seems like it's the river. The hobbits grow tired. Merry and Pippin sit against the trunk of an ancient willow, while Frodo sits on one of the roots at the edge of the water. Frodo is thrown into the water, whilst Merry and Pippin are trapped inside the tree. They desperately try to free them and almost despair until they hear the sound of singing coming down the path. Okay, so this tree attacks them, or it seems like the forest attacks them. And that's when they hear the singing, and which is, I believe, Tom Bombadil. But let's see. Fear neither root nor bow. Tom goes on before you. Yep. So there's Tom. I'm guessing this is Tom Bombadil's house up here. It's gotta be, actually. Tom Bombadil's house lies before them, up, down, Underhill. Oh, and they got some fancy music. They step over the threshold and see a woman sat in the chair at the far side of the room. Dressed in green, she smiles and bids them to enter. They are welcomed by Tom and Goldberry. Sorry, I just sneezed. Tom is even unaffected by the ring. He tells them to try to make their way northeast and avoid the Barrows. On the second morning, they set out. Seems like it's... kind of glitched out. We'll just sit here and call it good. As they dismount to lead their ponies up the last steep slope, Frodo realizes, oh man, I missed that. To look out at the views with Goldberry beside them. She bids them farewell. Frodo finds no words to answer. So are these, what are these? Are these like the barrows it was talking about before? It's so just cinematic. Like, look at this. Like, this is incredible. Like, I'm sure, I mean, I'm sure some of it was like used with commands and stuff. Like, right? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe this is all built by hand, but either way, it's impressive. They see no tree nor any visible water, only a country of grass and a short springy turf, silent except for the whisper of the air over the edges of the land and the high lonely cries of something. I'm too slow. I'm too slow of a reader. My bad. My bad, fam. So I wonder, it doesn't seem like the weather changes or the sun sets. It's just always this, unless if I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. We'll see. Because it does seem like it might be setting. Maybe there is nighttime here. Okay, where's the path? Did I miss it? Okay, it looks like those guys are misleading me a little bit. Or maybe I'm misleading me. Jeez, just look at this, guys. This is just crazy. Looks like our compatriots have abandoned us. Just kidding. We're just slow. And that's okay. It is the one thing I'm really trying to emphasize with this video is it is okay to take your time, you know, like all of this content on YouTube tries to just bombard you with dopamine. Like they have it down to a science, you know, with how attention spans work and how to keep attention spans. And sometimes it's good just to sit back and let yourself be bored and watch something that's a slow burn, you know. And if anything, it's healthy. Because me, I have grown up writing books. I love writing. I haven't published any. I'd love to publish one day, but I just feel like my level right now is not the quality that I'd feel comfortable publishing with. Looking north, the hobbits see a long winding valley leading to an opening, gaining a glimpse of a road just beyond. Eastward, they see hills crowned by pointed standing stones like jagged teeth out of the green gums. Now noon, they break away into the bowl, taking a seat. So I think that's the entrance they're talking about. That's pretty cool. And like the peaks. The hobbits spring to their feet, waking from a nap, now surrounded by fog. Remembering their northward view, they gather their ponies and make their way down the hill. Dang, just look at this, guys. This is just crazy. Like I was saying though, it's okay to be bored, you know, and me with writing, like consuming media has really snuffed out that fire I had in me for writing. And it's sad because, you know, I miss writing and I miss reading. The fog closes in around them. They are lost. Oh dear. So I'm trying to get back into reading, and I'm trying to kind of train myself that being bored is okay and good. Because being bored is where that's what allows creativity to express itself, you know, like that's if your mind is constantly being bombarded. Frodo spots two standing stones ahead. He rushes forward thinking that they are the exit. He looks behind him and finds his friends have gone. Where are my friends? They're gone. Anyway, so I'm kind of on a tangent, but being bored is okay, and watching slow burns is okay. Frodo hears his friends calling distantly from up the slope, and he clambers up the hillside frantically. He hears them crying for help. So, and just, well, that doesn't always mean like you should strive to be bored, you know, but just like there's some times where it's okay to sit back and not consume endless media, you know, just to watch a simple movie like Lord of the Rings, or watch a simple video like this. Having some rendering problems there. Let's see if I can increase my my render distance here. Let's try that. Unless if this is this still under construction maybe? It might be. Let's see. Render distance, simulation distance. Let's do this. Okay, well let's find the path real quick. Turn to path. Okay. I think I just got sidetracked. Not supposed to go that far. Okay, he cries out for them but hears nothing. It is getting cold and it is wholly dark. He thinks he hears a muffled cry and rushes forward. A tall figure is outlined against the stars on the barrow. Its eyes are lit with a remote pale light. Frodo's seized and knows no more. So I don't remember this happening in the book. But Oh, you know what? Um, I got to where he meets Tom Bombadil, and then I stopped, and then I picked it back up a little further, and it must have um skipped over this. This is crazy. So this is like the burrow we saw from down there. I don't know what homie is trying to talk to, but I have my chat turned off, so. So they get to like an old ruin. That is really cool. Let me see if I can put this in my offhand. So yeah, I had no idea they got to kind of this old catacombs area, but this is really cool. Frodo awakes in a cold chamber. The other hobbits are lying on the floor next to him as if dead. They are clothed in white, and a long pale sword lies across their necks. Treasure lies around them. He hears the incantation of Barrow-wights, and a crawling arm appears. Frodo hews at it with the sword and calls upon Bombadil. After a sudden deep silence. Dang! What does it say? I want to find out what that says. Is he gonna say it again? Hold on. Okay, here we go. I guess you just need to put it away and put it back out again. That's good to know. After sudden deep silence, Bombadil breaks the eastern wall of the chamber and frees them. That is so cool, dude. / warp barrow exit. Oh, hold on. Okay, well I guess we're gonna have to turn on chat for a second. Warp barrow exit. Cool. Okay. Can put this away because it's a little distracting. Frodo haul out the other 3 hobbits as well as the treasures of the barrow. Tom speaks to them and they wake. Merry recalls the memories of a man who died long ago. Tom fetches their ponies and baggage and gives them each a sword from the horde. Very cool. Yeah, I don't remember that ever happening, and it's probably because when I picked up the book to start it again, I skipped over this. Not intentionally, but that's a very cool scene. I definitely would not have skipped over that if I had known about it. Alright. Music is pretty cool. I do like how they're trying to reimagine the music to be kind of what they want it to be, you know? But for me, just the Howard Shore soundtrack really just like is the essence of Lord of the Rings, and it's never gonna be replaced by anything. I'm sorry, but and this is great, you know, but the soundtrack is so freaking good of the movies. Oh, it looks like we're making our way back now. Frodo looks all around him, but can see no sign of the great standing stones where he lost his friends. Okay, good. Like, I do kind of wish, I mean, this path is cool, but I do kind of wish there was, maybe like an easier to see path or some kind of like map. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is the best way to do it. Before long, they come to the northern gap and ride through. So this is the Northern Gap. Tolkien was so good with his world building and his just names, and his vocabulary was incredible. And that's like, I'm trying to read more because like I want to get back into writing and I want to expand my vocabulary, because just hearing him describe a scene, you know, he just has so many words that he chooses and picks from, and phrases and, you know, metaphors that he uses. It's just beautiful to listen to. Sometimes a bit much with Tolkien, but it's still beautiful. Sounds like Tom says that the dike had once been the boundary of the kingdom, but a very long time ago. He seems to remember something sad about it, but does not say much. So just like an old kingdom wall here. I'm curious if that's what he means by dike. Their vocabulary back in the day was definitely a lot different than what it is today. You'll notice reading his books, standing in the twilight, they feel a sense of loneliness and loss and long for the Shire. Tom tells them to make for the Prancing Pony. They bid farewell to him and set off eastward towards Bree in the twilight. So, as I was saying, Tolkien uses, his vocabulary is very different. Like I said, like, you know, back then the word queer just meant like strange or unique. Kind of like strange. I think strange is better, a better, more closely what it meant back then. But yeah, nowadays it obviously doesn't. But reading the book, he uses the word queer a lot in that regard. I can't tell if if the sky is like, if the sun is actually setting, or if it's just set to permanently be kind of almost setting, you know? Hello everyone, we are back. I had to take a quick hiatus from the game, and anyway, it kicked me out to the spawn, and so I had to kind of track my way through and find where we were, or at least generally where we were again, because this I don't know if I'm using it wrong, but this Pathfinder seems to be a little glitchy. So let's keep moving. So I think this is about where we were before. I actually never even noticed. Standing in the twilight, they feel a sense of loneliness and loss and long for the Shire. Tom tells them to make for the Prancing Pony. They bid farewell to him and set off eastward towards Bree in the twilight. Now, I didn't even notice, but it looks like there's a little camp here. Or a little, I don't know what this is, but I want to check it out real quick. It's just like a little encampment. Are these teepees, or what are these? I don't know what they are, but they're, it's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it is, like, supposed to hold any significance in the lore or anything, but, cool, but we are back. Yeah, and let's keep moving. Back on our adventure, back in the land of Middle-earth. It's just fun. It's so cool just to be here. And yesterday, for me it was yesterday. For you guys it was just barely. But we came from the ruins over there. I forgot what the area is called. Like these barrows. And got rescued by Tom Bombadil, which I didn't know happened in the book. I must have just skipped over that, or I must have when I picked the book back up. I think I skipped over this entire part. So anyway. Yeah. A nice little creek here. The water in this shader pack is so crazy too. And I can't get over the foliage. Like, it looks so good. Like, I honestly want to make just a single player world in this mod pack. just to kind of make like a medieval-esque, you know, have a medieval-esque feel. It's just so cool. Like the trees, just everything looks like a different game, you know, it's hard to believe it's Minecraft. So I can't tell if that's all just hasn't been built yet, or if it just isn't rendering properly. I'm assuming it just hasn't been built. What are these blocks here? There's like invisible stair blocks, but you can go through them. I wonder if it's... What's that for? Interesting, okay. I know some of the invisible blocks are meant to be like, you know, fireflies or birds or something, but that one didn't seem to have any textures, so... We've come a long way from the Shire, guys. I have a feeling it's only going to get farther. And I am planning to do Bilbo's adventure. I don't know how much of it is done. I honestly, like, I have no idea. So, looks like there's just mainly guests on right now. There's only one builder. I don't know what the plot's role. I'm curious what that is. I wonder if that's just people kind of preparing the ground or the area. But it looks like I'm assuming all of this is going to be built out at some point, you know, like the terrain. It just amazes me. Like, I don't know if they've just built this entire map from scratch, or if they've just taken an existing map and with world edit, you know, taking out big chunks to replace and stuff. That would be my guess, because making all of this from scratch is just unreal. Like, I mean, I'm sure they terraformed all of this and added foliage and stuff, but it would shock me if they had nothing to work with. Before them rises Bree Hill, barring the way, a dark mass against misty stars, and under its western flank nestles a large village. Towards it they now hurry, desiring only to find a fire and a door between them and the night. So this is Bree Hill. Looks like we've made it to Bree, guys. Had to take a little detour through the forest and meet up with Tom Bombadil, but it seems like we are finally... I don't know if this is considered Bree, or if just Bree Hill is the start of Bree. But, yeah, we've made it. We made it to Bree. Safety from the Black Riders. Like, each tree just looks like it's been built from scratch, you know? Like, it's like unbelievable how they did this. I'm so curious how they actually built these trees. Like, if you hover over them, like some of them, I don't know if it's like a mod that is for tree building or something. I don't have any idea. Let me make sure I'm going the right way here. Oh, did I miss the path? Turn to path. Oh man, it teleported me all the way back. Okay, let's... Find a fire and a door between them and the night. So let's kind of jump up here a bit. I just want to make sure I don't get sidetracked by getting lost in the forest. Maybe I was going the right way, but I just couldn't for the life of me. Sometimes this path marker is hard to find. I was going the right way. Oh well, that's fine. A fun little bridge here. Very cool. Well, this looks like Bree, guys. And yeah, and here's the gate that the inn. I don't know. I don't think it's the innkeeper, but the gatekeeper lets people through. Nightfall. It was a clear night when the hobbits reached the west gate of Bree. The gatekeeper is suspicious, but lets them in. They've got this old dried up moat down here. That is so cool. Like the attention to detail. It's like this is a riverbed that's just dried up. That is so cool. Cool. Well, we've made it to Bree, guys. That is so exciting. You can already tell, you know, this is not, we're not in the Shire anymore. This is... Oh, are these meant to be like human-sized doors? Are we kind of meant to come across as a hobbit here? Like, I'm curious if you're meant to come across as a hobbit, because the doorway back there was large, but this looks normal. Maybe we're not supposed to. This is so cool. Yeah, the birds are just awesome. The Prancing Pony! We have made it! Oh, let's turn up the music for this. This is so cool, and it's not how I pictured the Prancing Pony being, but it's awesome. Okay, inside they meet the innkeeper, Barlaman Butterbur. It is a busy night and he quickly welcomes them. The hobbit joins the company in the common room after supper. Merry remains in the parlor, wanting to sit quietly before going for a walk. Crawling, invisible... Oh, hold on, did I miss one? Upon entering, the hobbits are quickly introduced to the Bree folk. A hooded man in one corner invites Frodo to talk, introducing himself as Strider. When Pippin begins talking about Bilbo's farewell party, Frodo climbs upon a table and begins singing to distract Pippin's audience. Falling from the table, the ring slips onto Frodo's finger, making him vanish. Crawling invisible under the table towards Strider, Frodo removes the ring. Both Strider and Butterbur request a private talk with Frodo. Frodo, Pippin, and Sam make their way back to the parlor. Strider follows. So this is where I'm at in the book. I'm at least this area at the Prancing Pony, and I remember thinking it's so strange how Frodo gets up and starts dancing to basically distract people from what Merry is saying, and then he trips, and the book doesn't mention him like the ring slipping onto his finger. It just happens. Like it just mentions Frodo dancing, he trips and then vanishes. Like it doesn't talk about the ring slipping onto his finger. It's just kind of implied. And everyone kind of freaks out at him. And anyway, they try chalking it up to him just being a magician, but most of the people get angry and leave, and there's a few suspicious people that duck out the door after it happens. So this is so cool, this area. Okay, so after Butterbur brings a letter from Gandalf telling the hobbits they can trust Strider and make for Rivendell, Frodo agrees he can join them. A shaken Merry enters, saying the Black Riders have entered Bree, visiting a house near the south gate. The house belongs to Bill Ferny, a disreputable local. Foregoing their own rooms, the hobbits bed down in the parlor, barring the door and window, while Strider keeps watch. Which is a big difference from the movie. Like in the movie, Strider just moves them to a different room, and then all of the Nazgul come in and start stabbing the beds, right? But in the book, they just meet in this room, and it's funny because Strider, even the barkeeper doesn't trust or like Strider, like, and even after the barkeeper comes into their room, and Strider like dives into like the shadows, and only reveals himself later, getting like upset at the bartender, and the bartender does not like Strider. Nobody knows who he is. At dawn, Strider leads the hobbits to the rooms where they were meant to have slept, finding the windows forced open and the furniture tossed about and broken. Fetching a sleepy and frightened Butterbur, Strider tells them the group are leaving. Butterbur leaves to prepare their ponies, returning to say the stable doors have been opened in the night and all the animals within are gone. That's so cool how they do this. So that's where I'm at in the book. We've already surpassed me, because I love Tolkien to death, but I'm sure these Prancing Pony chapters are gonna last another 5 hours before They managed to acquire a single pony, an underfed and dispirited animal named Bill. So all of this is new for me. Many of the Bree folk, as well as those from Staddle, Combe, and Arquette, crowd the road to see the travelers depart. The hobbits take no notice of the many people peeping out of doors, over the walls and fences. So I'm sure once I've completed this journey, I will come back and take a closer look at some of these areas. As they draw close to the south gate, Frodo sees a dark, ill-kept house. Bill Ferny is standing outside, smoking a pipe, and insults them as they pass. Sam throws his half-eaten apple at the man, hitting him square in the nose. Is that the dark house? That's gotta be it, yeah. Anyway, like I said, after I complete this journey, I will come back and just take a closer look at some of the homes in Bree, in the Shire, and everywhere. Because right now I just kind of want to be doing the main journey of Frodo. But I feel bad because I'm passing up so much work that's already been, you know, it's already been worked on. I'm going to turn off my chat. Sorry, that distracted me. Okay, well, I guess it is turned off. I don't know why I saw that. Or I can just turn off chat entirely. There we go. Yeah, I just feel bad passing up on all of this other work that has been done already, you know, because there's a lot to still see. So I'll go back and check it out, but right now I'm just doing Frodo's journey. It's kind of what he saw. I want to experience it through his eyes. Music's kind of hitting hard, guys. To their left, they see some of the houses and hobbit holes of Staddle on the gentler southeastern slopes of the hill. So there are hobbits over here too. Interesting. I don't know enough about the world. I don't know if we're still in the Shire. I thought we weren't, but maybe this is kind of considered the Shire still. Maybe you guys can educate me in the comments, because I really don't know. Some of these trees are just awesome, dude. I'm sorry, I can't not fanboy. Strider decides to take them off the main road and into cover. So that looked like the main road back there. Sorry, I got stuff falling off my desk here. Okay. So this is another road. Looks like there's kind of a farm back here, or a homestead. Yeah, and we've just got little markings marking kind of their trail. It's awesome. Going deep into the forest. Man, Aragorn is just the best, dude. I just love that character. I know he's like a Mary Sue, but it works so well because he's in a story with a lot of a very diverse character roster, you know? And he's just great. It's like a little campsite here. Is this where they... Okay. The hobbits and Strider camp in the Chetwood. So this is considered the Chetwood. That's cool. Big old tree here. They've got a nice little camp with a little tankard there. See, the music just stopped, so I don't know how the music works. I don't know if they just have like boxes that play the music, like invisible boxes that play it when you're in there, and the second you step out it stops. That seems like what's happening here, just because it's kind of janky with the abruptness of it. So yeah, notice how it started playing again. That's a big, so I'm a big modder. I've played a lot around with Skyrim's mod kit and Red Kit for The Witcher, and I actually was working on a big project for it for a while that I never released or finished. I wish I could have, but I just had some issues with rigging like new characters, and I tried to get it working, and I just didn't have enough time to really sit down and get it working. So, but it was a really big expansion, and anyway, that's how music works in Red Kit. You can actually you can configure emitters and a few other things. The hobbits and striders make their second camp in the Chetwood. Okay, so it's a second camp. This is just like burnt out. Cool. Anyway, one way to make music play in an area is just by setting it into like a box, like an invisible box that you walk into and music starts. So they emerge from the Chetwood and behold the wide and dreary expanse of the Midgewater Marshes. That is so cool. I lost the path. Okay, here we go. It's so easy to lose. Like, I wish it was a little easier to follow, but it's okay. So we just got marshland now. It would be kind of cool if they added a... Yeah, see here we've got like flies in invisible boxes. It's kind of cool. I do think it'd be cool if they added the NPC mod, that you can add custom NPCs just to make the world a little more lively, but I do understand the decision not to do that. I think they're kind of wanting to keep it more up to your imagination in terms of like the characters and the people. And that's totally fair and understandable, you know. Just making the world alone is a feat and is incredible. Like, look at this. This is so awesome. Like, the way they've just... I genuinely feel like I am in the Midgewater Marshes. Like, it's so crazy how they've managed to, like, craft such such immersive biomes and areas, you know? Like, I don't even feel this immersed in normal Minecraft, in a normal, like, plains biome. You know, like, this is so in depth with like the flies and like all of the shrubbery and the little pools. Like, it feels so real and like impressive what they've done. So I am a big fan. Like lily pads and stuff. Like, it's just so crazy. Hobbits and Strider camp in the marshes. They spend a damp, uncomfortable night being bitten by midges and kept awake by loud crickets. So are midges like mosquitoes? Does it show where they camped here? Okay, that looks like maybe a spot that they camped. Looks like some of this is padded down. Very cool. there's another spot here that I don't know if this is like where they camped or not. They definitely made their way through here. See, this is where I'd assume they would camp. I don't know. Maybe this is mud, but it looks a little more like walkable or like sleepable on, I guess. Oh shoot, I'm lost. Dude, this just goes to show how lucky the hobbits were to have Aragorn guiding them, because I'm already lost. I've been lost multiple times, and I'm sure the hobbits feel the same way. And Aragorn, who is an experienced guide who has been through these areas, you know, his whole life, or for years, I should say. They were so smart and lucky to have Aragorn there. So cool, dude. Like, isn't this awesome, guys? Like, we're literally in the middle of Midgewater Marsh, just experiencing what the hobbits experienced, you know? Like, look around us. Like, there's nothing around us except for, I mean, way back there you can see, you know, Bree, but this is just so cool, and I'm so excited to see, like, where the adventure is going to take us, because we have so much to go. Like, keep in mind, like, we're just at the start. Like, we're not even to Rivendell, you know? Like, it is crazy how big this map is and how big this story is. I'm just excited for it. I'm here for it, you know? Like, I'm the kind of guy that I'll just, like, play a game and keep a YouTube video playing on the side. Like, this is such a fun video to just play and just watch, you know? It's such a cool. It's such an amazing world we live in that we can experience something like this. I know people bag on games a lot. My parents in particular bagged on me for loving games, because gaming was my passion, you know, was my hobby. I also loved writing, like I mentioned, but gaming was a really big part of, or integral part of my childhood. And, you know, like, I don't agree with how people consider gaming a waste of time. I think you should do in life what you find enjoyable and fun, and if that is video games, like, that is good, you know, like, good. We live in a society where, like, we can spend our time experiencing things like this, you know, like, the hobbits and Strider camp under some stunted alder trees by a stream. So it looks like this is kind of, doesn't look, I can't find any ground that looks like they actually slept on, but I'm assuming it's just like this area right here. But yeah, it's like, if you do what you love, like, you should do what you love in life, you know? And just because I'm not actually experiencing something, like, physically, that doesn't mean, like, I'm not loving this, you know? There are many games I grew up playing that I am, like, so grateful for looking back, you know? I just had such a good time doing that. And this is one of those things, it's like, this is an experience that you cannot have in real life. You know, like, I can't go walk through Middle-earth in real life, but I can here, you know, and it's so cool. So it looks like we're walking through some kind of valley here with some rocks. Rocks on the hills. Looks like we're out of that marsh, Midgewater Marsh. Let's keep soldiering on. I have done some research about Lord of the Rings music, and it seems like I can't have Howard Shore music in this, sadly. The hobbits and Strider camp up at the westward feet of the Weather Hills. That wasn't even that much distance. Okay, all right. I guess they can't do, the creators of this can't do exactly you know, can't do a reasonable amount of distance in some parts, just because that'd be huge. But is kind of cool. It's like a little path. But yeah, I can't add Howard Shore music. I'm gonna see if I can just add. There's a great website. It's called tabletopaudio.com, and he offers it. He offers his music for free. You know, and anyway, it's an awesome website. You guys should check it out for sure. I'm just gonna be playing his music in this during moments like this, because it's still there are a number of medieval tracks he has that kind of fit with Lord of the Rings and kind of maybe help with this reimagining of it, you know, to kind of differentiate it from the movies. But I still love the movies, and I don't think anything will ever replace the movie's music in Lord of the Rings for me. But this is awesome. So it doesn't look like that is completed yet, but maybe that's not where we're going, you know. See, all of this, I think eventually all of this will be filled in. It honestly, like, it looks like I just can't tell if they've crafted all of this from nothing or if I'm sure they've used like World Edit to clear out some of the stuff, but the company reaches Weathertop. So this is Weathertop. So Weathertop is basically in the middle of the Prancing Pony and Rivendell. And Weathertop is very cool. I'm excited to it sounds like we got some kind of music starting. They leave their ponies and luggage in a dell on the western side of the hill, then Frodo and Merry and Strider make their way to the summit. Dang, look at how far we have come, guys. Like, that's the marshes all through there. That is Bree. Behind that is the Shire. That is crazy. That's the hill of Bree right there. The Shire is way beyond that, I believe. That is so crazy, though. So Weathertop is where they encounter the Nazgul with Aragorn. And I don't know the lore behind Weathertop. I honestly don't even know if they explain it in the movie, but I think it's just an old ruin. This is it. Where do I go? Okay. I thought that's where they encountered the Nazgul, but they retreat to the dell. Maybe that's just in the movie. You know, maybe that's not in the book. I don't know. Turn to path. Okay, down here. That's cool. So I guess they go up to just get advantage of. I'm surprised there wasn't like an entry for it, but that's okay though. And maybe there was, and maybe I just missed it, you know. The company light a small fire and eat their evening meal. Strider tells them tales and sings a song of Luthien to keep their minds from fear. Later in the night, Sam comes running back from the edge of the dell. A sudden unreasoning terror. Shadows appear on the edge of the firelight, darker than the night behind them. Merry and Pippin fall to the ground in fear. Frodo's hand is drawn irresistibly to the ring, and he puts it on. He sees the riders in their true forms. Frodo invokes the name of El-Bereth and strikes at them. In the same moment, he is stabbed. Strider fights the riders off, wielding a burning brand from the fire. In the morning, the wounded Frodo is placed on the pony, and they leave as soon as the sun has risen. Okay, so I guess the riders don't actually encounter them on Weathertop. It's kind of in more of a dell. I guess that's more like that's not as Hollywoodized, and that's okay, you know. Okay, well, is that... Let's see, a knife in the dark. So, return to the path here. So this might be the end of Frodo's path so far. I can't, honestly, I can't tell. Let's just go to, because it looks like we're on a knife in the dark. Let's do flight to the fjord. Okay, nice. Okay. It looks like there's only one more chapter in Frodo's path so far. So let's finish it out, and then we can take a look at the others. But we'll put Frodo's path on a pause for this video. Like there has been a lot of work done, and they've been working on this for years, you know. But at least with how long these chapters have been, there's a lot more work that needs to be done. And if we click like Aragorn's path, so that doesn't look to be done. If we click Bilbo's path, Merry's path. Okay, well let's finish out Frodo's path. And let's see where it takes us. Because part of me doesn't want to go explore everything they're building right now, just because I want to experience it as they experienced it. As they cross the road, they hear two cries, one calling and one answering. That's terrifying. But I love genuine experiences. I love watching YouTubers blindly play games like Elden Ring or Dark Souls, or games that like I just love genuine reactions, you know, like, and that's how I play all of my games, or at least try to. Like with Elden Ring, I went in completely blind. I didn't even watch trailers just because I wanted the game to be completely blind to me and to be something that I experienced for the first time without any pre-notions, preconceived notions, I should say. And that's what I did with Cyberpunk 2077, and I actually really loved the game. Granted, I played it on a really hefty computer when it dropped, and maybe that was why, because it performed better, but I found that first time experiences for me are the best, and they're experiences that I remember fondly, and that's what I'd like for this experience to be. So when we reach the end of Frodo's path, we are going to take a break, and we are going to wait until the creators continue it. Obviously, I would love to see things like the Misty Mountains, things like the Mines of Moria, but it doesn't seem like, at least with how short these chapters have been, it doesn't seem like they have made it that far, because it is a big book to make, you know, and so we're gonna follow it to the end of the path, and then I'm gonna see if there's some way I can kind of check the progress of these worlds or of these areas. That's so sweet, man. Like, you can just see Weathertop from here. And I'll try to keep up with it, and as soon as they have made some significant progress that I can make another one of these sized videos for, I will totally make it. The company make their first camp in the Lone Lands. Frodo's pain has begun to grow again. Cool. Seems like they made their camp here. Not seeing any fire or anything, but it's a good spot to set up. But you can tell how this has taken years to make already, you know, just with how detailed everything is, how expansive the world is. Um, so it really is amazing. I was kind of hoping the Mines of Moria were made, but they're not, and that's okay. At least I'm assuming they're not. Maybe they're currently being made, but yeah, I'm just so excited to see how the builders take this mod pack and make it um, and to make the Mines of Moria with it, you know, with how detailed everything is and how beautiful. Like, I have no doubt it is going to be jaw-dropping. So, there's people, like, you can see, like, people building, like, every day still. So it is quite amazing. So this is the Lone Lands. Very cool. It's very open and expansive grasslands. You can see the I think it's called Hilltop up there. And I love how the creators of this just add details everywhere, you know? Just little rivers, you know, random trees that kind of stick out and just look cool and add to the atmosphere. And all of like the shrubbery, and it's all so great. We've got the birds chirping in the distance. I do think once they have completed the whole book, the company camp for a second night in the Lone Lands. They keep watch in pairs by night, but hear nothing and see nothing. Yeah, I guess they wouldn't make a fire being chased by the Nazgul. That makes sense. It's just areas more padded down. It makes sense that they would kind of just create a linear path for the book, and then afterwards, I'm sure they'll go back and kind of fill in some of these lands so that way it's more expansive and more immersive. I'm sure that's on the plan someday, but they have a lot of work to do. And yet, it does seem like um, the sun always stays in that spot. I don't know if like it's supposed to be setting the further you go. I don't know if that's like intentional or not, but I think that's just a good angle for this adventure. Or Weathertop, I think is what it was called, not Hilltop. Oh man, my memory, attention span of a goldfish, guys. I've got that brain rot. It's real. Another little river we've got, and these super pretty purple flowers in this forest. Very cool. We've come a long way, guys, and we're not even to Rivendell. But I think they have a Rivendell built. Like I remember seeing the command. You could type like /warp Rivendell and see it. So, and I think that's the next big step in this story. The company camped for a third time in the Lone Lands. Cool. I do think like Rivendell is the next big step, so maybe we could warp there if the path doesn't lead there, just to see it. And that's a good stopping point. But let me see beforehand. Because in the movie, right, this is when Frodo, after Frodo gets stabbed on Weathertop, like, what's her name? The elven woman that Aragorn loves. I am a disappointment to this genre for not remembering her name, but she takes Frodo and rides with him to Rivendell, and they get there in time. But I have no idea how the book handles it. I don't know. I'm sure there is a lot of content in the book in between Weathertop and Rivendell, but kind of made it into more of a timber forest here. It's not as overgrown and dark. It's just kind of like, it's amazing, like, the characteristics they've given to each forest. Like, each forest we've gone through feels different, you know? And each area just, it feels like a different area. It feels like a different forest. It's not just repetitive. It's so cool how they've done this. Looks like there's just some more flowers here, more of these purple flowers. The shader pack is just to die for. I don't normally play Minecraft with a shader pack. I should. I know a lot of YouTubers do, but it just blows my mind that like I'm actually playing this. The company make their 4th camp in the Lone Lands. There is no sign of the riders, though they suspect their pursuers are waiting to make an ambush somewhere. Which would be terrifying. The Lowlands. Jumping over here. Heard an owl somewhere. It is kind of immersive not having music. You know, I'm kind of like debating whether or not I should add some or not. Because it is kind of nice just walking in like the quiet. It does feel kind of like you're more in the adventure and not watching it. The way the rays of light just shine is so crazy. Sam can't swim. How did he get through there? Towards the end of the 5th day out from Weathertop, the ground began to slowly rise. Strider turns them northeastwards. So we're getting out of the lowlands finally. Company make their 5th camp in the Lone Lands. Okay, so they make their camp out here. You can see the ground is kind of like padded down over here. I do like the detail they've added of not having fires now that the riders are so close and they're trying to kind of be more sneaky. Whereas some of the earlier camps, they do have like the remnants of fires, but now they haven't. hard to believe we've come this far. Make sure I'm still following the correct path. See if we can get a good look at where we came from. Yeah, there's the forest. We can still see Weathertop way in the distance. Look at that. Right over there. I think my favorite character is Aragorn, definitely. I know that's basic, but I also really like Boromir. Just because his story is it's so human, you know? Like Aragorn is awesome and perfect and, you know, the most humble Giga Chad known to man, but Boromir is awesome, but he also shows weakness. And then kind of redeems himself, you know, and he just feels like a lot more of a relatable character because all of us would be like Boromir, you know, like we would all be a lot more tempted of the ring and probably try to take it for ourselves. The company reach the top of a ridge and look out over the river Mithiethel. To the northeast, they can see the Trollshaws and the road. Strider tells them there's no way over the river save for the last bridge, so they must return to the road for a while. They camp nearby for the night. Cool. So, are those the troll things they were talking about? Yeah, Boromir is just, as I was saying, or maybe that's the troll thing, actually. I don't know, my directions are all messed up. I know I have a compass in my top right, but yeah, he's real and he's human, and although he does make a mistake, he ends up giving his life for the hobbits and proclaiming Aragorn as his king when he dies. Like it's so cool. Like it's so cool seeing his character, you know, go from someone you don't really trust to someone you definitely don't trust and dislike to someone who you actually end up loving for what they did. So Boromir is definitely top 3 for me, next to Aragorn. And then the third, it's pretty hard. Probably Sam would be the third for obvious reasons. But I do love Gandalf, and it's so hard to pick characters, you know, it's so hard to pick. It's up to personal preference. It's characters that you, whoa, that's so cool. So maybe that's the troll buildings they were talking about. That is so cool, dude. Yeah, it's just characters that like resound with you, and you know, there's always going to be some that do more so than others, and that's okay. It's okay to have different opinions. Cool old ruin there. I wonder if that's like the troll ruins they were talking about. So this is the bridge Aragorn was saying, how they had to, the only way to cross the river is to cross this bridge. And I wonder if, I don't know, Strider tells them to hide in a thicket while he makes sure the bridge is safe. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know about the book, but in the movie, I mean, the writers get washed away. I'm assuming it's this river. But I was looking at this, I'm like, if this is the only way to cross this river, like the Nazgul would definitely be waiting. So it's smart of Aragorn to did I miss the... Hold up, let me go back. Okay. So the hobbits come and hide in the thicket while Aragorn scouts it out. They wait for a while in the thicket. Strider returns and tells them that he has seen no sign of the enemy. Instead, he has found a jewel in the mud on the bridge. It is a barrel, an elf stone. He takes it as a sign that the bridge is safe. They move forward. Interesting. Very cool. And there's a big river. It seems shallow down there. Like, I don't know why they couldn't just cross down there. But maybe it's only shallow this close to the bridge, and if you're traveling, you know, this close to the bridge, you may as well just not get wet and travel this way. Travel over the bridge. It's just nice to walk in the quiet, you know. So it looks like they come off the trail again. There's like sandstone over here. This is so freaking cool. I don't know how they give so much character to each area, but they do. The company camps at the edge of the Trollshaws. Okay. This is the Trollshaws then. Where do they camp? Just here? Little like padded area, I guess. Okay. It's definitely gotten pretty dense. The way is difficult and Frodo's condition is worsening. Their progress is slow. That is crazy how different the book is from the movie. And maybe the movie... I know the movie tried to be as, you know, as true as it could, but the book is obviously way longer than the movie is. So they had to make difficult decisions about cutting stuff. So I wonder if they are at some point going to have meet up with the elf and have her ride with Frodo to Rivendell, but I don't know. The Trollshaws. So is that more of like the Trollshaw bridge or building? This is a really cool canyon. The company make their second camp in the Trollshaws. Wild. Okay. I guess you gotta do what you got to do. The water is really cool in this shader pack. Looks like it's getting a little more twisted and thick up here. All like the roots and the... Yeah, we're still kind of in like the sandstone area, but a lot of it's more overgrown and foresty now. A good place for a camp. begins to rain. Bummer. It's never fun. Camping out in the rain. It's a nightmare, actually. The only thing worse is camping out in the snow, which I've had my fair share of. Good old Trollshaws that I just barely heard of for the first time in my life. It's awesome though, look at this. The high hills before them force them northward out of their course. Their provisions are running low. It keeps raining. Wait, did I miss? Oh no! Okay, seems like I did. Okay. I'm just curious to see how many builders are on at any given time, like how many people are actively working on this and how much progress they make in, let's say, like a week. Like I'm curious if they make significant progress in a week, or if it's just always pretty slow, or if all of them are working on the same area, or if they're all working on different things. If they can like choose what they want to work on, or if they're all just actively working on like Frodo's path right now. Like I'm just curious kind of how it all works, you know? They camp in a shallow cave under a cliff. Frodo is restless and in pain, listening to the wind and dripping water. Strider sits with his cloak drawn over his shoulders, smoking his pipe and keeping watch. Frodo eventually drifts to sleep and dreams of shadowy figures looking over the hedge into Bagan's garden. In the morning, the rain has stopped. That's terrifying, dude. Looks like they left a little camp here. I actually really like this camp. Feels pretty cozy from the rain. I could come just hide in here, tucked away. That'd be terrifying, dude. Imagine having dreams of shadowy figures look like peering into your home when you were like camping away. Like that's just nightmare fuel. Okay, looks like this is just rock. This is one of my most favorite areas so far, honestly. Just the I mean they find a valley running southeast, the direction they wish to take. I just love sandstone. I love the desert and sandstone, and this like overgrown red rock cliff face is just really, really cool. Exceptionally done. Reminds me a lot of Moab, Utah, or like not Yellowstone, but Arches National Park. Towards the end of the day, they find their way barred by a ridge of high land. They decide to attempt to climb, but it is very difficult. Frodo is obliged to dismount and climb on foot. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna get a horse up an area like this. At least not easily. I like how it's going like back and forth, kind of like switchbacks. Climbing their way up. At the top, they are all exhausted. Frodo collapses to the ground. His left arm is lifeless, and his side and shoulder are icy. The world around him is dim. Dude, Frodo isn't going to last much longer. Looks like they make camp. They camp under the gnarled roots of a pine in the remains of an old quarry. The wind blows cold through the pass. In the morning, the sky's clear. Strider and Merry go to survey the land ahead, and Strider surmises that the road is close. Cool. Pippin discovers a faint and overgrown path. Interesting. That's where they went? Okay. Whoa, that's spooky. They find a stone door hanging open in a rock wall. Inside, they discover it is an abandoned troll hole. Whoa, this is so cool. Hold on, we gotta put my torch up. An abandoned troll hole. Interesting. That's cool. I wonder if they go inside. Do they go inside? Do they not? Very cool. Pippin comes running back. He's convinced he has seen trolls in a glade ahead. Uh-oh. Hey, it's the stone trolls! Strider hits one of them with a stick. It becomes quickly apparent that these trolls have turned to stone and are the same trolls which Bilbo encountered all those years ago. So cool. I remember in the movies they do come across this, but I honestly don't remember exactly where it happens, but it does happen. It's so cool, because this is where Gandalf like broke some stone. It doesn't... Do they have that anywhere? I see a ray of light. Maybe that's where it was, and the trees have just since grown. But Gandalf split some stone and caused that to them to freeze. Them to turn to stone. It's just exciting, like going through their path and seeing these landmarks. Like a lot of the areas I don't recognize, but there's a good amount of landmarks that I'm like, hey, I know what that is. So it's pretty cool. I do love the kind of more warm timber forest like this, with like more colorful palettes, like kind of like fall colors. I do like them. I like these a lot. Well, I gotta give the creators credit. I mean, I thought this chapter would be pretty small, like the others, but this chapter has lasted pretty long, honestly. Dang, these trees are so sick, dude. I'm curious if it'll take us to Rivendell or not, you know? Well, I can see the main road. Looks like we've finally made it back. Hopefully Frodo is pulling through. Back on the main road once again. Made it out of the Trollshaws, whatever it's called. They hear the sound of hooves behind them and get off the road into a patch of hazels. They peer out in the failing light, listening to the horse growing closer. Strider listens intently with a look of growing joy on his face. A white horse appears with a golden-haired rider. Strider goes running out to the road, crying out a greeting in Elvish. The rider is Glorfindel, and he has been searching for them. Glorfindel inspects Frodo's wound and allows him to ride his horse as they go forward into the night. They have need of haste and ride until the first light of dawn appears in the sky. I'm just blown away. Like this is incredible. Like just the fact that they have gone through all of this effort to just make this random land that Frodo and them walk through, you know, like it's not even just like landmark after landmark, like it is genuine like wilderness they have made just to piece together Middle Earth, and it's just incredible. And I'd imagine at least like the next big stop in the story is Rivendell still. The hobbits cast themselves down in the heather near the roadside and fall asleep. A few hours later, Glorfindel wakes them up and gives them a Miravor, a drink which revives them and brings them strength they carry on. So where did they cast themselves? Was it down here somewhere? Yeah, so like I said, I think our next big stop is still Rivendell, but I just don't know how far out that is. I can't tell. I can't really see. I don't think that's Weathertop. I think Weathertop is way, way back now. Just got more red rock wilderness. October 3018. The company rests here for the night after a long day's march. Doesn't seem super safe right next to the road, but maybe they found a more secluded spot. Yeah, see, if it were me, I would have camped in somewhere like this instead. Somewhere a little more secluded from the main road. In the late afternoon, they come to a place where the road runs into a cutting between tall trees. Ooh, it's like a ravine. Oh man, this is cool. They emerge to see the road running down to the ford of Bruin, and beyond it, the moors and the high mountains. There is still an echo behind them, and a rushing noise like the wind. Glorfindel turns and listens, and then springs forward with a loud cry. The enemy is upon us. The horse carrying Frodo leaps forward down the slope. It's terrifying. Come on, you guys gotta get to Rivendell, man! It's the only hope. Frodo feels a strange reluctance seize him and checks the horse to a stop. He looks behind him, seeing the Black Riders higher up the road. He knows they are commanding him to wait. Fear and hatred awaken him. He draws his sword. Glorfindel calls to the horse, and it springs forward into a gallop. These areas are just mind-blowing. All of the 9 pursue him. Jeez, that's terrifying. And what's happened to Glorfindel? Is he dead? There's a big river here. Is this where they're going to call upon the water spirit or whatever? Maybe that's just in the movies, but this is so cool. Look at this. He's still running. The company carry Frodo to the top of the bank. He is not regaining consciousness. They need to get him to Elrond as soon as they can. Did I miss something? Like, what about the Black Riders that are right behind them? Are they still just being chased? Or were the Black Riders stopped by Glorfindel? Or I might just have to wait to get to this point in the book to know what happens. Because maybe they just didn't add it, or maybe I just skipped over it or missed it somehow. That mountain range is really cool. Just making sure we're still on track here. Because I know in the movie, that's when, so there's Eowyn and Arwen, and I think it's Eowyn who's the elf. I think, so she calls upon, like, this river, and these river spirits come and wash away the Black Riders. I don't know if that happens in the book. That river looked like the same river. But again, I have no idea if that is, you know, if that happens in the book or not, or maybe they're still just being chased by the Black Riders and they're just, you know, running right now. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Whoa, sorry about that. And we haven't gotten any updates, so I don't have any idea. I must have missed something, right? Maybe there's supposed to be like a text box that appears in that river and washes them away. I don't know. And maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone who has read the books and knows what happens. Maybe they're just being chased through here. I don't know. Hey, this looks kind of familiar from the movies. I just like this style of rock. Oh shoot, did I miss the, okay. This style of rock looks familiar. I remember it from The Hobbit, but there's somewhere in The Hobbit that they're in an area kind of like this, and they fall into a dell, which leads them to Rivendell. And there's someone else here. Some guy. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea what's going on right now in the story. These look like little ravines though. I wonder if this will lead us to Rivendell. Well, I mean it definitely does, but I just don't know how close we are. Just ain't getting angsty to see it, you know? Because that's cool, because that's a big chapter, a big chunk of the book just from the beginning to Rivendell, and being able to walk that alone is awesome. And it seems like at this rate we will be able to, or we can. I guess we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but oh, we got music playing. Mountaintops are really cool. Jeez, look at that. Oh my gosh! I think this is Rivendell, is it not? Or maybe we're close. But this looks, well, yeah, welcome to Rivendell. When you are finished exploring the valley, return here to continue the journey south. Pathfinder will reveal information about Rivendell to you if you keep holding it. So this is Rivendell. Wow. So this is the path. So they go... Dang, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have to explore this. I'm not gonna go into creative. We're just gonna see what Frodo sees. We have to remember it's where this is though. I don't know how much further they have in the story because the chapters are not here. You know, it ends here. That flight to the fjord, which was a while back, I think. So cool, though. So let's go take a look at Rivendell. And is that a waterfall? Or like ice? I can't tell. I think it's supposed to be a waterfall. Wow, guys, this is just... I've seen videos of Switzerland, of certain valleys in Switzerland, and this is just... This reminds me so much of that. Wow. So I wonder if the story, I mean, if it just implies Frodo came here and then it continues after Frodo leaves Rivendell. Like, in terms of, like, the narration. You know? Jeez. These are just like the gardens, it looks like. Look at this, guys. Like, this is just incredible. I'll hold the torch. We can at least see stuff. Is there some kind of like elvish drink, like alcohol, but for elves? Because I know Legolas drinks it for like the first time and gets like a slight tingle and is kind of weirded out by it. I don't know what the elves drink with, or if they do drink. This is all very, very cool. Go out there. And I am completely lost right now. I have no idea where we are. Do you think we can just live here for the rest of our life? Just like hide in this little cellar and eat some of, like, you know, the extra food that gets tossed down here? Because I would gladly do that. And keep in mind, this is the book. This is a reimagination of the book, not the movie. So there's gonna be a lot that, doesn't, like, all of this is not gonna look super familiar to us. Okay, I'm on the main floor again. There's that. Dang, guys, this is just crazy. It's the mess hall, I think? Or is this a new one, a different one? Like, I could spend a whole video just exploring this. It's the lady in white. Some of these just cozy rooms and is this the sword? Or no, where's the statue with the broken sword? This can't be it. Okay, I'm just gonna fly a little around here. Because, I mean, in a future video I can just focus on exploring this, but for right now I just kind of want to see the main gist of it, and then continue on with the story until it, I mean, this is honestly a good stopping point, but I don't know how much farther the story goes, and I'm assuming it doesn't go much farther, and I'd like to at least reach the end. Here's the council, this is what I was looking for. I want to reach the end, just so we have a good stopping point. But Rivendell is a good stopping point, and if the story goes on for a long while more, I might just end the video here. So if it ends here, you will know there's a second video coming out, but I believe it should end pretty soon, so we'll keep going for now. This is the council, it's so cool. The last thing I'd like to find is just the room that Aragorn... Whoa, that's so cool. Like an old forge, looks like. I would just like to find the room that has the broken sword of the king. But I could be here all day just trying to find that, you know? So let's continue on with the story. If this video gets enough attention and you guys want, we can do a full, like, in-depth walkthrough of Rivendell, or you can do it yourself by clicking the link in the description with the website for ArdaCraft, because it is awesome. And you should definitely go show some love to these creators. They have really gone above and beyond for this. It's just, I'm like speechless. Like, there's nothing I can say to do this justice without you seeing it in person. So obviously I'm doing the journey by myself, and that you can watch, but if you want to go explore this yourself, you should definitely do it. So I did follow the path, and it just goes for like another 5 minutes before stopping. So I am just going to end the video here after reaching Rivendell. We've made it from the Shire to Rivendell, and it was so awesome. Like, the amount of effort, I know I've gone over it a million times, but it is just, it cannot be overstated. The sheer effort that was put into this, and it is just a gorgeous world. It's a gorgeous mod pack and shader. And overall it is just incredible, and I highly recommend you guys at least come to the server and sign in and warp around and check it out for yourself. I will be uploading Frodo's adventure from Rivendell to the end of the book once it's completed, but I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know if it's going to be a few months, a few years, I don't know. But at least I'm going to wait to make another video until Frodo's path reaches another solid waypoint or checkpoint. And thinking about it, like, he gets to Rivendell, and then the next kind of big checkpoint him and Sam reach, I guess, would probably be Moira, like the Mines of Moira. So, at least until they have Moira built, I'll probably hold off on making another video about this. I'm assuming they're prioritizing Frodo's story, so once Frodo's story is completely done, we could move on to stuff like Bilbo and stuff. But again, I don't know how much, like, I don't know what all has been built, so it's hard to kind of gauge, and I'll see if I can find that out off camera. But like I've said before, I do enjoy having genuine reactions to areas and places, and so seeing all of these blind for the first time is awesome, and I want that same experience to be going into Moira, going into Mordor and stuff. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. This has been a long video. All of these Lord of the Rings videos are going to be long, but again, I just don't have a solid time frame as to when that's going to be done. So anyway, please subscribe. I'm not only making Minecraft videos, I'm going to be making videos talking about all kinds of things on this channel and showcasing all kinds of different games and things. This is going to be kind of more of my general channel, where my other channel is going to be more focused towards Wizard 101, because I do enjoy that game. I am a closet nerd, and I have fun with Wizard 101. So anyway, Please subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. I'm also gonna, sorry, last thing, I'm going to leave links for this mod pack in the description. Please go check them out. I'm also gonna leave links for some of the music I've used, just to add for some of the quietness, to some of the quiet parts in this. I'll add a link to Tabletop Audio as well because he is awesome. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.